There's a green energy scandal happening all across Norway that the world needs to know about. Private companies are installing huge wind turbines in pristine wilderness. This kind of wind power destroys so much nature, it actually contributes to global warming. Local communities all over Norway have been fighting for years against wind power on their mountains. Now they're increasingly desperate to save their nature and culture before it's too late. I'm an American living in Bergen, Norway, and I love the Norwegian wilderness. That's why I'm going on a last chance tour to visit the places all across Norway where wind power facilities have already been begun or are planned, to see them before their nature is destroyed forever, to talk to the locals who are fighting to save their mountains and their coasts. For the first stop, my daughter and I took a 3-hour bus ride in the last weekend of May 2020 to visit the quiet coastal community of Tysvær, Rogaland. Work for 11 turbines has already begun. Is this the last chance to see Tysvær's nature intact? First, the quaint country road must be widened. I saw the work already begun, cutting down trees, tearing up earth, blowing up rock, filling in wetlands. Then, where there are now ancient footpaths up into the mountains, by 2021 will be 10 kilometers of 6-meter wide permanent gravel roads. Each turbine will be 150 meters high, or a 40-story building, more than half as high as the mountains themselves. Each platform is about the size of half a football pitch, so a total of about 39,000 square meters of healthy ecosystem replaced with cement and gravel. 20,000 dump truckloads of earth and rock will be blasted off the mountains. Eivind Salen, leader of the National Anti-Wind Power Association, Motvind Norge, explained to me how loud these large turbines are. They're like a jet flying low overhead that never flies away. The noise, infrasound, and shadows disrupt the health of all animal and human life for kilometers. The fiberglass turbines last only 15 to 20 years, and then 99% go into a landfill. In total, their production, transport, installation, operation, and deinstallation mean that these huge turbines contribute to global warming. The worst is the irreversible destruction of carbon-storing nature. In Tysvær, everyone I talked to was deeply concerned about the impact on the environment. Helga Maria Sund spoke about the region's only nests of the threatened golden eagle and the endangered Eurasian eagle owl, or hubro, right on the mountains where they will be bulldozing. Strong laws about protecting birds, especially during nesting season, are completely disregarded. The locals patrol the road construction to locate nests like this one and try to save the baby birds from the bulldozers and the dynamite. Here are white wagtail chicks that fledged just after our visit, on the path of destruction. The facility will be catastrophic for rare flowers and mountain orchids. Helga pointed to recent research that shows how the most effective action against climate change is to preserve existing nature. Releasing all the carbon stored in these pristine natural landscapes, especially the wetlands, makes these turbines contribute to climate change. Eivind Salen and others I spoke to at Tysvær are adamant that climate change is the biggest problem, but sacrificing nature for these wind power industrial areas only makes a warming earth warmer. Not only nature, but also culture and livelihoods are under threat. I spoke with 9th-generation farmer Kamilla Bakkevig and her sister Kathrine and their mother. Since 1750, her family have lived and worked in harmony with nature on a beautiful farm overlooking the mountains soon to be dominated by turbines. Kamilla relies on income from renting out their seaside cabins to tourists from all over the world. She describes how they come here specifically to listen to the quiet, to the silence of nature. Her visitors are totally shocked Norway would turn its pristine nature into a loud industrial zone. Wind power facilities mean an end to any kind of public access or recreational use of these mountains. Where we camped would be a constant loud hum instead of birdsong. It's not a tourist destination. The tourism revenue disappears, property values go down, the economy will suffer. Meanwhile, profit from the turbines streams out of the country, in this case, to Australia. But it's not just about the money. It's about Norwegian culture, about their souls in these mountains. The much-beloved romantic painter Lars Hertevig grew up right in this area. He painted these mountains over 100 years ago, just as they've been for 10,000 years. Now, in the next 18 months, they will be changed forever. To vandalize Norway's mountains is to vandalize Norway's cultural inheritance. When I was talking to her, Kamilla couldn't help but weep to think about what's being stolen from her grandchildren. This soft-spoken woman showed her fury at the injustice of these decisions being made in the interest of big business. She knows this kind of damage will last longer than the next 9 generations. Here at the camp, where locals protest the construction on the road, Eivind Salen described the case of the Tysvær facility as very complicated, riddled with procedural failures. Since the first application over 15 years ago, the planned turbines have vastly increased in size and impact. Local resident Henriette Lunning emphasized that local and regional governments have objected in every possible public hearing process. Hundreds of formal complaints have been submitted. At every turn, the National Energy Directorate has sided with private wind companies and overridden local communities. This is happening all over Norway. Historically, Norwegians have a lot of faith in their government. It takes a huge violation of trust to get these peaceful people to protest so publicly. Local resident Helmut Lunning said that it seems that wind power gets special exceptions to all the legal protections in place for people and nature here in Norway. Or, in the words of Anita Lunning, just put green in front of it and it gets approved, regardless of whether it's actually environmentally friendly or not. And Helmut pointed out that if this was really about needing more energy, the government would encourage the upgrading of Norway's many hydroelectric power facilities, some more than 100 years old. Make these water power plants more effective, and you don't need any onshore turbines. You lose nothing. But it's not about the energy. It's not about saving the earth. It's about profit.
Stopp vindkraft.
Stopp vindkraft.
Stopp vindkraft.
Stopp vindkraft.
Redd klima.
Redd klima. Redd natur.
Redd natur.
Redd naturen.
Redd naturen.
Norsk natur for alle.
Norsk natur for alle.
The Tysvær locals I talk to are just normal people who want to save their mountains, and they're not giving up hope. They want the rest of Norway to wake up to the swindle going on right under their noses, and they want the rest of the world to wake up and see how Norway is industrializing its last remaining wilderness. But you can help them. Become a member of Motvind.org and join their Facebook group. If you've ever visited or dreamed of visiting Norway, take action today before it's too late. Og hvis du er norsk, bli medlem av Motvind Norge, støtt motstandere og ta aksjon i dag.